McDonald's has toyed with our emotions for years, especially when it comes to their pies. One minute they introduce some limited edition masterpiece that tastes like pure happiness, and the next they rip it away like a bad breakup. It's a toxic cycle, and yet we always come crawling back. So if you've ever craved their deep-fried crunch of a real apple pie or more in the loss of chocolatey, custardy, or pumpkin-y goodness, then buckle up. We're diving deep into the McDonald's Pie Hall of Fame and calling for their return. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let us know, do you love or hate McDonald's famous apple pie? Before we even get into the wild flavors, let's address the biggest crime in fast food history, the disappearance of the deep-fried apple pie. If you were lucky enough to experience this before 1992, you already know that this wasn't just a pie. This was a crispy, golden, slightly greasy piece of deep-fried heaven. One bite in, and you got that signature shatter crunch, followed by an explosion of molten hot apple filling. It was the kind of dessert that could burn the roof of your mouth, and you didn't even care. Then, the 90s happened. McDonald's decided to go healthier, as if anyone was swinging by the golden arches for a nutritious meal, and switched to a baked version. Suddenly, that crisp, flaky, golden perfection was replaced by something softer, something safer. Sure, the baked version is fine, but fine isn't what we signed up for. Fans have been begging for the deep-fried pie's return ever since. Every now and then, McDonald's teases us by bringing it back in select locations, but it's never permanent. It's like they're playing hard to get, knowing full well we'll come running every time. Meanwhile, they never let it go in the Philippines because they understood the assignment. If McDonald's wants to redeem itself, this is the way. Bring back the crispy, greasy, glorious deep-fried apple pie, and this time, don't make us beg. McDonald's pumpkin pie had the potential to be the king of fall, but instead it was treated like a seasonal side piece, popping up in some locations and ghosting others. While the world was losing its mind over pumpkin spice lattes, this little rectangular gem was quietly delivering peak autumn vibes in pie form. It was a portable Thanksgiving slice, minus the awkward family conversations. It had cinnamon, nutmeg, and just the right amount of sweetness to make you feel like you were living inside a fall-themed Pinterest board. So why wasn't this a permanent fall staple? Why did McDonald's make it impossible to find? One year, your local McDonald's had it. The next, it was gone. No explanation, no warning, just pain. Some locations still get it, but for the rest of us, it's nothing but a memory. McDonald's chocolate pie was proof that sometimes fast food chains make genius decisions, only to regret them and snatch them away immediately. It was a crispy, slightly flaky pastry filled with warm, gooey chocolate lava. It was like a fast food version of a molten lava cake, and it was everything. The weirdest part is that it was never properly released in the US. Instead, this masterpiece showed up in places like Japan, Malaysia, and South Korea, while Americans were left staring longingly at viral TikToks of people biting into pure chocolatey bliss. Meanwhile, we're over here making do with half-melted McFlurries from ice cream machines that are broken 70% of the time. Every now and then, the chocolate pie makes a random guest appearance in a few lucky US locations, but it never sticks around long enough to gain traction. The fact that people have literally traveled across the world just to get one should tell you everything. If McDonald's really wants to shake up the dessert game, this is the answer. If you were lucky enough to try the custard pie, congratulations, you tasted greatness. This wasn't your average McDonald's dessert. This was smooth, creamy, vanilla-infused perfection tucked inside a golden, flaky crust. It was warm, it was rich, and it somehow made you feel slightly fancier than you had any right to while eating fast food. The custard pie thrived in international markets, especially in Asia, where people actually got to enjoy its pudding-like deliciousness on a regular basis. But in the US, it was barely a blip on the radar. Why? Who hurt McDonald's? This pie was basically a crème brulee disguised as a fast food treat. It wasn't overly sweet, had the perfect amount of vanilla, and felt like something you'd eat with a tiny espresso while pretending to be sophisticated. Meanwhile, McDonald's continues pushing McFlurries on us, knowing full well the ice cream machines are basically urban legends at this point. A hot, creamy custard pie would beat a half-melted McFlurry any day. And yet here we are, reminiscing about something that could have been a dessert icon. McDonald's, you have the power to fix this. Bring back the custard pie, and let us live our best lives. If this video makes you remember the good old days, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. McDonald's doesn't always do elegance, but when it does, it gives us something like the strawberry and cream pie, which was a dessert so perfect it made everything else on the menu look like a sad afterthought. This pie had dual personalities in the best way possible. One side was packed with a sweet, slightly tangy strawberry filling that tasted like a spoonful of jam straight out of a fancy bakery. The other side was smooth, creamy vanilla custard that balanced out the tartness and made you feel like you were eating a premium dessert, not something from a drive-thru window. It was essentially a strawberry shortcake in pie form, and it deserved better than to be treated like some limited-time fling. When it was around, it felt like a rare treat, something you had to hunt down like a fast food treasure. And then, as soon as we fell in love, McDonald's snatched it away, leaving us to stare at our baked apple pies with pure disappointment. What makes it even more painful is that it still pops up in random locations. One day you might walk into a McDonald's and see it glowing behind the glass, only for it to disappear the next week without a trace. The unpredictability makes it even worse because once you've tasted that combination of fruity sweetness and creamy bliss, nothing else quite measures up. McDonald's has the audacity to tease us with all sorts of new flavors, but this one deserves a full-time comeback. We have the technology, and we have the craving. Just bring it back already. If there's one thing that proves the world isn't fair, it's the fact that McDonald's pineapple pie never got a proper chance in the US. While Americans were stuck with apple pies, other parts of the world like Thailand and the Philippines were indulging in a golden, crispy pocket of tropical perfection. Pineapple pie was a pure treat. It had the perfect balance of tart and sweet, giving you that juicy pineapple kick without being overwhelming. It was basically a portable pineapple cobbler, and the fact that it was never rolled out nationwide in the States is proof that whoever is running McDonald's dessert division has a personal vendetta against joy. And let's be honest, this pie would have been an absolute summer staple. If McDonald's wanted to dominate the seasonal dessert game, they should have made this an annual summer release. But no, instead, they gave us waves hands vaguely at the standard menu, whatever this is. There's still hope though. Pineapple pie hasn't vanished completely from the McDonald's universe. It's still thriving in international markets, and if enough people demand it, maybe, just maybe, they'll realize that America deserves a taste of tropical greatness. Until then, we'll just sit here scrolling through travel blogs, contemplating a flight to Manila just for a bite. You would think that a s'mores pie would be an instant, undisputed fast food legend. McDonald's already had the deep-fried crispy pie formula down to a science, so stuffing it with melted chocolate, gooey marshmallow, and graham cracker flavors should have been the easiest slam dunk of all time. And for a brief, glorious moment, it was. The s'mores pie was everything you'd want from a summer dessert. It was warm, chocolatey, and tasted like a campfire memory in a convenient, no-stick-required package. It had the perfect ratio of fillings too, none of that one bite is just crust disappointment. Every mouthful had that melty marshmallow stretch, that rich fudgy chocolate, and the sweet toasty crunch of graham cracker. It was essentially a portable version of roasting marshmallows over a fire, except without the fear of burning your fingers or setting a marshmallow on fire and pretending you meant to. And yet, McDonald's barely gave it a chance. It was released in random locations, appearing and disappearing with no warning, never getting the full nationwide rollout it deserved. Meanwhile, the McRib gets a dramatic comeback tour every single year like it's a rock star. Make it make sense. McDonald's has a habit of toying with our emotions. Nowhere is that more obvious than with their pies. We've accepted that the McRib will keep making its bizarre annual comeback, but what about the pies? Where's the love for the deep-fried legends, the fruity masterpieces, the chocolate-filled dreams? If McDonald's is going to tease us with limited-time pies, they should at least have the decency to commit. So, what's your McDonald's pie of choice? Are you team strawberry and cream, or are you still mourning the deep-fried apple pie betrayal? Drop your favorite discontinued pie in the comments, tag McDonald's, and let's make some noise. But before you scroll away, hit those like, subscribe, and bell buttons for more foodie fun.